Hey everybody, back on again here. I'm doing another review. Actually, this is my second review of the night. I did a review of the orange 7 pot, but unfortunately my camera messed up on me and the recording was completely garbled and messed up. So I don't have any video of that, so I'll give you my impressions of it. The pod itself, it was overripe. It was very overripe. It was getting very soft on me. So that I'm sure has skewed the entire review there. So that affects the outcome big time. And it did not affect it for the better. It affected it for the worse. The flavor on the pod wasn't sweet. Didn't have much of a pepper flavor to it at all. I can't really describe the flavor, but it was not very good. The heat of the pepper was maybe on par with a habanero. So I think part of the overripeness there caused it to lose a lot of its heat as well. So it wasn't hot. Well, wasn't terribly hot. Didn't have a great flavor to it. So the review is not a glowing review for it, but again, I think that's mainly due to the overripeness of the pod. So that was one of the things I was worried about with these getting overripe, is that it's going to seriously affect the review. So Judy, I think I might ask you for if you can send me another orange 7 pot so I can do a review of a ripe one, because I don't want to I don't want to tell people whether they should choose this pepper or not based off of an overripe pod. I'm not comfortable doing that. In case you're wondering, Judy says that the plants are prolific and that they have a low profile to the plant, so it won't take up a whole lot of space, but it'll produce a lot of those types of pods. So I'm back on here, and I'm going to do the review of the White Bhut Jolokia, because it's not as soft and overripe as the orange 7 pot was, but it's starting to get that way. So I'm going to go ahead and get this one in. I know I said I would never do another double night review, but since that orange 7 pot wasn't very hot, and wasn't stupid enough to eat 2 super hots with dinner tonight, only 4 hours before before these reviews, I think I'll be safe to do it. So I'm going to review this White Bhut Jolokia, and we'll see how it goes here. Let me take the label off of it here. It's a nice looking pod on the outside. To be honest, I have never heard of a White Bhut Jolokia before. Never knew they existed. And Judy says on her site that they are the only ones, or I don't know if that still holds true. I don't know how long ago she did the description of this, but she said at least they were the first ones to come up with a White Bhut Jolokia. Pretty cool looking pod, and if it packs the heat of the traditional ones, I think it'll be pretty cool. Alright, let me pop the stem off here. It's getting pretty soft around the stem area. Pretty soft around the stem area. It's white on the inside. Not a whole lot to it. There's oh well, the skin is ripping like very easily there. Decent amount of placenta on this half here, and then this half not a whole lot of placenta. You can see it's kind of popping out a little bit there. So let me shake off any loose seeds, get as many of those off of there as I can. I don't like loose seeds. I don't like seeds at all, really, but I don't want to cut them out to damage the integrity of the review. So, well, in case you were wondering, it is about 20 minutes now past the other review that I did. I've cleansed my palate. I've drank some more milk and swished around, kind of got any residual capsaicin that was in my mouth out of there. So, and I really don't think that the orange 7 pot was hot enough to alter my taste buds any. So, like the Primo did for me when I tried to review the other pot after that, the 7 pot Congo after that one. So I think I'll be in good shape for this one. So here we go. Good flavor. Get all these seeds out of my teeth. So just like just like the white 7-pot, this tastes very much like a Bhut Jolokia, except it's much milder in the flavor department. Not a whole lot of sweetness to it, but definitely you get that Bhut Jolokia flavor out of it, just on a very mild level, which is pretty pleasant. Now I like the Bhut Jolokia taste. Some people don't, so if you think that the Bhut Jolokia has a very strong flavor to it, you would probably favor this pod because it's a much milder flavor. The heat on this is very slow building. Kind of like a Bhut Jolokia or a typical red Bhut Jolokia, but this is super slow. It's so slow right now. I'm still barely noticing it, but I can tell it's increasing, but it's barely building. Trying to see if she has any information on the plants themselves. No, I don't see any information on the plants, so I can't tell you if it's a prolific producer, how big the plants get, whatnot. But I'd say this is definitely a rare one. Like I said, I've never heard of this one before. Some of you all may have. I have not. Right now the heat is building mainly underneath my tongue. Not really in the salivary glands, but actually like the part where my tongue connects to the bottom of my mouth is where it's hitting. So not on the sides on the bottom of my mouth, but right in the middle there. That's where it's hitting. Very strange. Don't know if I've ever really had the heat concentrate right there in that spot. The more I swallow, the heat starts to come back a little bit. Not strong at all right now though. So I don't know. I don't know how hot this one's actually going to get, which is good for me because I just ate the other one beforehand. I don't need to have a nuclear pod after I've already eaten another one. Might wind up in the same situation I was in the other night where my stomach was killing me all night. But I don't think that's going to happen on this one. I think we'll be fine. And as you could tell from the flavor was not affected at all by the previous pod. I like this one. I really do enjoy this one. Even if this one is not a nuclear pod, it's starting to get up in this what I would consider super hot level. What I would like. It's starting to get into that Bhut Jolokia range that I consider. Still on the low end, probably about where the yellow 7-pot was that I reviewed off of my own plants. It's probably right there, right now. So yeah, got an excellent mild flavor to it. It's got a decent heat, low end of the super hot spectrum. I'd say it'd be very good in a hot sauce to cook with, whatever. It's kind of the same situation as that white 7-pot was, where the flavor is so mild that it probably would not alter the flavor profile of whatever you put it in that much. And in my opinion, if it did alter it, it would be for the better. Because I enjoy the flavor of this. It's got a very good flavor to it. So yeah, it's still building a little bit underneath my tongue. The back of the throat's not that bad, and usually boots kill the back of my throat. But this does not seem to be targeting that as much. It's more on the bottom of my tongue. Very strange. I'd say we've leveled out now. So yeah, this is the same heat level for me as the yellow 7-pot was. So low end of the super hot spectrum, probably at the lowest of the low end of the super hot spectrum, but very good mild flavor. And just it's cool, you don't see too many white pods, and too many white peppers, especially on the super hot level. I don't think I've seen that many. So I recommend this one. This is very good. So again, I got these from Judy. Go to www.pepperlover.com. I will be back on tomorrow night for my final review from her peppers, and that will be the yellow Bhut Jolokia. It is still in pristine shape, not getting soft at all, so it's doing really good. So I'll be back on tomorrow to do that review, and that will conclude my reviews of the pods that she sent me. So I've got some other things lined up in the near future here, so including something else from Judy, and I will also ask her about maybe getting another orange 7 pod in there, one that's fresh, so I can review that again. Mainly, one, because I didn't get it on camera, and two, because the overripeness really compromised the review this time around. So look out for some more reviews from me after I do the yellow 7 pot or the yellow Bhut Jolokia. Look out for some more reviews from me. I got some more things coming, so I hope you guys enjoyed it.